Hey, welcome back. I'm Mike with Rooted in Hebrew. I was looking for something I totally forgot. I'd like to thank you all for being here this day. And that when I talk about the privilege of breathing, our free will, and time, to which none of us control. At times, we may speak of time as if we do control time, to which oh, all of us know we do not have a say so in that. We do not have a say so in time. But we live as if we have that time or we are guaranteed that time. Like people say, oh, I see you tomorrow. Or I promise you, I will be there. And truthfully, it's about the grace of Yahuwah that we get to do that or be there on that particular time. That's what it boils down to being. It really gets to it's down to that because I mean there have been some cases where individuals had the right mindset but never made it to their destination due to some unforeseen occurrence that turned out for the worse. And those things happen. Those things happen. And I'm not saying that people say when we say, "Well, I see you tomorrow" and things of that nature that we being arrogant. No, I'm not saying that. We all said it. But now, as we see what's happening in this world, we're starting to see things a lot clearer with a better understanding in our wording as to what we say and how we do things. We try to base it upon the Most High. That's what we try to do. And can you do me a favor? Can you bring me my comb? Yeah. And so we have this thing that we're going through right now. Truthfully, the whole world is about to be. Thanks a lot. Um, Unraveled. Everything that was in darkness is coming into the light. A lot of this stuff is coming to light. Um, and that's whether you want it to be exposed or not. The Most High said it's going to come to light. A lot of things that you see with some of the entertainers, hey, this is the dark thing that was done in the darkness. In this time of the end, it's the light for everybody to see. For everybody to see. In that time of exposing, that's for everybody on this planet. Everybody. Now, some are going to do a very good job of keeping it under wraps, like the media. The media know exactly what they need to put out in order to keep people in the dark. They know exactly what to do. They're pros at it. They perfected it because it's their system. It's their system, and that's one of the things that we need to recognize. There's a judgment that Shalom Vivi. Um, what's going on with this thing? Is it charging? Man, let's see. Here you go. Hold down. what's going on with this thing, I tell you. Whatever happens, it happens. But like, this thing is working my nerve though. I keep on making that beeping noise as if I unplugged it and it's not unplugged. Oh, wait a minute, I see what it is. Hold on just for a moment. I don't know what that is, truthfully. Wow. Let me do something. I unplugged the power and it's still doing it. Wait a minute. Alrighty, I think that was the problem. Let me see. I'm gonna just leave it unplugged. Do it that way. And if anything goes wrong, I'll plug it back up. But like I was saying, we are under that judgment. I mean, I ain't gonna say we. It all depends on. This system, I tell you what, let's do it this way. Oh, all right. I think I know what it is now. Hold on just for a moment. Oh boy, I hate last days. Okay. And so, like I was saying, we are at a time with our free will. With our free will. Shalom, Brother Robert. Jordan, how you doing? And I unplug this thing and start this here. You know what? So, brothers, let me ask you all something because I just turned off this like switchboard. Can you all still hear me? Brother Robert, Jordan, can you just yes or no? Oh, this thing is doing this. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. And so I just have to leave that thing unplugged now to find out what's going on with it. But with this free will and this privilege of this, the privilege of breathing, and I'm not trying to be funny with that because if we look at it and you go back from the scripture, what the scripture said about when it came down to Adam, and the Most High said and breathed the life of breath in him, and he became a living soul. So that life, or our life, is dependent upon the Most High. We can sit up here and say things as if we are in control, and the world lives that. How you doing, Sister Georgetta? Every time I see your name, it reminds me of this sister I went to school with, and she, because you don't find too many people with that name, and she was like the only one in high school that had that name. And then so when I see your name, I think about her all the time. But getting back, we could take free will, to which we have that. We have that within us. The Most High does not control us. He does not make us. That's what he does not do. Um, but this system, it came off controlling, like Brother Truth Uneddie was talking about. But then want to break away as if it's allowing people to make their choice. But in essence, they're being coerced without a word into doing what Hashatan wants them to do. But we've been warned. Now, we've been warned, even if possible, to mislead his people. If possible, to mislead the elite or the elect. That is a very serious statement now. Now, if we take our people, Israel, right? We take Israel and we go through the history of our people, and we get upset to what a lot of our people did. We do. We get upset. I don't care how you look at it. We do. We're like, man, what in the world was they thinking? That's what we, that's what we say in our minds when we are going through the history of our forefathers and how they treated the Most High and their Messiah. But now, when you look at that, the Most High knew exactly what he was dealing with. And I know you all hear me going back over Genesis and the Most High and Abraham in a conversation. But I think I don't do it justice as to the gravity of the Most High telling Abraham about his descendants. Now, however Abraham was thinking how far in history, I don't think he even thought about it. How far his descendants will be. And of those descendants, that scripture in Genesis 15 had to do with those people. Had to do with those people. The Most High did not say anything negative about the people, because we didn't exist. We did not exist. It was just only Abraham and Sarah. That was it. We did not exist, but he already had it planned out as if we were existed. And now at the same time, he gave a dark outlook as to what was going to go on with his people. And it was very dark, to which we are living it. That's one thing, we're living um, that dark path, which we all know started what? Truthfully, Jacob's trouble, 70 CE. And so um, we from 70 CE going going forward, going forward. Whoo, you would think the 70 CE would have somewhere down that line of that 400 years. It didn't. It did not. Everybody attributed that to our forefathers in Egypt, in which we already know. Now, history in the last few years, now they're coming to understanding that hey, that 400 years does not apply to Egypt. All these Bible scholars are seeing that. They're seeing that. They know we had a misunderstanding about that. But the Most High let them go with it. And even us. I mean, we were asleep at the time. We didn't know that we were the people of this special book. We didn't know. We didn't know that. But now, with that awakening, who was the one you think took the lead in exposing the truth of that 400-year captivity? It was his people. Now, don't grant it. You had some. I only know of one Gentile, only one that really broke it down. But it was these brothers. And the more information they started getting and understanding, and I'm gonna tell you something about that brother Dante Fortson. That brother's book, the way you cannot argue the way he has that book set up, that the Most High was not with that young man. Listen to me. Now we speak of the prophets, the ones who wrote the Bible, and how the Most High was talking with them while they writing the Bible. Boom, boom. I mean, they going without missing a beat. I put that brother in that category. He's his due diligence as to putting that book together. Because truthfully, and it's something how when we read, when you get to Noah, or you go past Noah, you get into let me see. Let's go down to Abraham's time. Now we're talking about Abraham. He's living in things. I did not know that Shem was still living when Abraham was living, until he broke that down in the book, and he had scriptures to back it up. He had scriptures to back up what he was saying. But now he put it right there in front of our faces, black and white. He had everything lined up for us to understand it a whole lot better. This is what the Most High is putting in his people. Why didn't the world come up with this? He got his people doing this. All we have to do is sit back, allow the Spirit to take his root within us, and we're going to know whether, hey, I can go with this, or it's a no, I can't do this, I can't do this here. The Most High said he was looking for individuals to serve him in spirit and truth. Once you have that spirit, you allow that spirit to do what it needs to do, you're going to know the truth, and you're going to be free. You're going to be free of lies, captivity mentally. Now let's understand that captivity. I tell you, I was one of them. Yes, ooh, yes. Everybody in the Bible was white. I mean, growing up, Jehovah's Witness, Adam and Eve, long curly hair, white. Everybody was white. The only person that was in the Bible that made sure they had him kind of dark was the who was it? Who was that? The guy. I ain't gonna say. I'm just using guy to help Yahusha carry his crucifixion. That's the only one that they made sure that he was kind of dark skinned. Well, trust and believe. Now it was in between. You would think he was like what the world call a half breed or whatever. They did not want the world to even hint people looking like us. They did not, and it worked for years. It worked. Even it's still working right down to this very day. I was talking to to my brother here in Tanzania about a month ago, maybe 2 months. Simon, thanks a lot, Biddy. Simon, and that was the one who helped Yahusha bear his crucifixion. But they made sure that they did not want it to gravitate towards a dark-skinned man. This is the media. They controls it. The world, that is, controls it. They know what they're hiding. They know. Now, what's the Most High said, whatever's in the darkness shall come to the light. Why is all of these black people waking up saying we Israel? Black people don't do that. We don't move that way. We said we black and we proud. That's how we got down. We did. And that's without being awakened to your true identity. You're talking about the 60s, 70s is when it was black and proud and all of that. Why were we feeling that way? We took a painful, I'm not going to say history because it's still going on. We take their we take what has happened to us truthfully and we try to make the best of it. That's what we do. We try to make the best of it. This is when you had Red Fox, That's My Mama, what other shows? What's Happening? All the black shows. But we all related to those black shows. Whether they was trying to put us in a bad light, we took it with a grain of salt. That's what we did. We took it with a grain of salt and we kept it moving. That's what we did. And we still do. We do not sit around here and talk about no arguments about who we are. We look at history. We look at history and we press on. History, biblical. You have the Bible here. You have history here. History is supporting our history books that they call themselves trying to take out because especially their apocryphal, books of that. No. It ripped the skirt off of the nation. It was just standing there butt naked, didn't know what to do. They did not know what to do. So now going back to this brother here in Tanzania, and I ran upon 4 brothers and sisters. And so, no, 5. And so for the vast majority of sisters, they're Christians that I met. Now, that's just where I met. And so, but when I showed them in Solomon chapter 5, where it showed that Solomon, he described himself. He said, I'm black but comely. When they seen black They looked at, wait a minute. They said the first thing, they never seen that in the Bible before. So I said, alrighty, now, if Solomon is saying he's black and he's living in Jerusalem, what color do you think his father was? So now when I say these brothers and sisters, I mean, this sister here, what I was talking to, this is when I was staying in Tiffany Diamonds. We had like a 2.5 hour conversation. She was absolutely blown that she's seen that in the scriptures, Solomon said that he was black. She was absolutely blown. And do you know, the very next day, she said, Mike, can we continue the conversation? Because I'm gonna tell you, the conversation got started over Easter. And I said, no, I don't do that. Oh, you mean, are you a Christian? I said, no, I'm not a Christian. And so that's how we got into the conversation. And so when I tell you, this sister, and it just wasn't her, there was quite a few of them. That were shocked. This brother named Patrick, he was just floored. He was absolutely floored. And I said, bro, he said, and then he reasoned himself. He said, well, if Solomon was black, his father, King David, had to be, I said, black. I said, black. He could not believe it. He could not believe that Solomon was black. And I said, you probably got a picture of a white Jesus hanging on your wall. He started laughing. He came back up and said, yes. Said yes. But it's the small truth. It's when you see it, it may be a small flame, but that little flame can set a forest on fire. And brothers, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be setting these fires. Call us crazy. All right, so be it. And that fire is for our people. Hey, how you doing, Brother Arthur? That's what it's for, our people. No matter how you see it, we're supposed to set that flame for our people. And it may be a dim flame. It may be dim, but trust and believe. Life is going to show them, and that flame is going to get brighter and brighter. Yes, first and foremost, it got to be for our people. You cannot save the world when you got your own people that need saving. Off the top, our own people need saving. Once we are at here or whatever, and we feeling comfortable with one another, that's when we go help your neighbor. But this is first and foremost for Israel. Scripturally speaking, in Romans, Paul said, Israel must be saved first, then the nation. So, I mean, how can we argue with that? Israel is the one that's been trampled, not the nation. Israel is being trampled. Israel is the one who has a lot of issues. Israel is the one, the people know it for a fact. They do not want to be nowhere related to us at this point. Don't nobody want to be, let's just go with it, not Israel, black. You have certain people. Me and this brother, we had an argument. And it was these black girls from some type of island. But they were saying that they didn't have no black in them. I'm like, I'm looking at them. It's okay. And don't get me wrong, they were some beautiful girls, and that it's the beauty that got them looking silly. I mean, beauty can only go so far with me. You can be beautiful and dumb as a rock. Ah, that's the worst thing you can ever have. You got beauty, but you ain't got no brains. That's a sad shame. But anyway, he was claiming, oh no, I'm telling you, they did all these type of tests and so, and they come to find out they do not have any black DNA. Why is everybody so hell bent on having black DNA? Why? Some of these countries, I would say more so in South America, Brazil, and all that. A lot of, if they got a teeny winch of light skin on their brown skin, and they speaking Spanish or Latino, they're quick to deny of any type of African heritage. That's right now. That's right now. They feel they with their free will, they can say anything they want to say. We can do what we want to do. Right back to breathing privileges. This is where we at. It's easy to say these things. Very easy to say these things. Oh no, I'm not black. I don't have none of that in me. Okay. It's easy to say it. But when that time when that time comes, and the Most High said, it's time for me to gather my people, and they seeing all of these things that's happening, even before the Most High even stands up, he even explained, you're going to see some supernatural things that he's going to do to show his coming. Then you go see him. Oh, wait a minute. You go start seeing people turn that other cheek. Now they want to show that black cheek. Oh no. I got that black in me. Everybody go want to be black. They would. I mean, you can have some. You may have a Gentile look like he been dipped in bleach, but he gonna be looking. No, I got 1% of Negro blood in me, and he gonna ride it to the wheels fall off, because they know it means life, and life starts with Yasharel. We're the example for this world. We're the example for this world. With this privilege of breathing, we fall back to this impending judgment of this world, preferably the Americas. Yeah, I think it's 4 generations, Sister Diddy. I think it's that 4th generation is when it's truthfully out. Now, I could be wrong. But now, when I speak about the privilege of breathing, brothers and sisters, we're gonna have to make a choice. We seeing what's happening. You got people, brothers. This is just not truth unedited. You got other brothers out there saying, "Hey, this election is none of our business. It is none of our business." Not only is the election none of our business, that 501(c) needs to be stripped off of you. I read over some of the things on that 501(c) or C3. That, brothers, this is absolutely a warning. Just because we may have been used to it from years ago. When I'm talking about years, well, let's go back 30, 50 years. I don't know when it came into existence. I don't. But let's just say it was, it's well over 50 years old. Let's just say that. And we used it. We unknowingly used it. But now when you start, when the Most High wakes you up and he's gonna let you know. He's not going to leave you in the lurch. He's not going to do that. He's going to give you a sign to let you know, check this out. This is not going to work well for you. Because they're not, the Most High said, get out of her. Everything about her, the Most High, he hates. When I say hate, let's go in deep on this hatred that the Most High has for this particular country. Because that country goes back to Genesis 15. That country goes back to Genesis 15. And any country that's associated with it, he hates it. That's the country that fed our forefathers babies to alligators. That country that hung our fathers and mothers, brothers, sisters from the trees. This is what they did. This is what they did. What do they call it? What do they call it? Raping our men. That's some sadistic nonsense. This is what they did. But yeah, when that 501c3 came into existence, we thought it was something. You're talking about, oh, you can get tax breaks, you can get this. Oh yeah, Satan knows exactly what rug to roll out to make you feel like you're in a privileged position. It's the darkness of that contract that we don't pay attention to. It's that dark side of that contract that we tend to take a blind eye to. But the Most High, he's waking up his brothers and sisters, and they talking about these things. They letting it be known. You need to separate yourself from this 501c. Truthfully, I did not understand the 501c. I was looking at how you can get what they say, you can get grants, all this stuff with a 501c, all this stuff, and that's what we was looking for. And then when I found out only 2% of grants are given to black people. When that brother stood up there and told me it was 2%, I said, N-word, please. You mean to tell me this is what we were fighting for? That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But this is the time of warning. Whether our brothers and sisters want to take heed, that is going to remain to be seen. Hold on, Sister Vivi. We call ourselves Sumerian and procreating. Oh, Sister, what are you talking about, sis? So you about to take me down a whole, no, you ain't about to take me down a whole new lane. It's on the same lane. We're life, Israel. I know with a lot of brothers and sisters, you're like, well, how in the world we figure we life and we get treated like, we get treated worse. No, they treat manure better than they treat us. That's how low that Yah wanted us to go. He wanted us to go this far low. In order for us to appreciate what we're about to go into. Now, of course, now you got to look at it. The Most High is set apart. He's holy. And out of all people on this planet Earth, he started with Abraham and Sarah, which brought about Isaac. It's something in that bloodline that Abraham, Sarah passed on to Isaac. Isaac passed it on to Jacob and Esau. Esau, we know what he did. So Jacob ended up with the birthright. And then to the 12. The Most High knew that we needed to be severely disciplined because of his holy name. Yes, and if you stand back and you look at it, you're saying, well, I mean, wow, why do we got to go through all of this? Why do our sisters have to get raped? Why do the brothers got to kill one another? Why did the world hate us so much? We had to go through this stuff. The Most High knew this, that we had to go through it. Because history proved that our forefathers did not appreciate what he was giving them. He said, and he already spoke about it before those. Go through the book of Judges. Read about those judges. Read about those judges. Oh my goodness. You're talking about some political mayhem. You're talking about Israel coming there killing Israel so that he can sit on the throne. You want to talk about some power? Empire? All of those shows has Israel tied to it. All of them. You're talking about absolute drama. Even in the biblical time. If they had to bring it and put it in a series or a movie, you're going to have drama. And you're going to find out that drama did not fall far from the tree. They're right there on top of us. That's what it did. To understand why we had to go through things, and we may not still understand it, but the Most High calls us his special property. Special. It's for the Most High to speak about you before you existed. And he said, it's going to be these people here that's going to come to appreciate where they're at. It was not going to happen anytime before then. It was not. It was not going to happen. Although you had Yahusha, who came in preaching to save, to save Israel from his sins. It still didn't happen then. And after his death, who was that? Peter came in and led into the Israelites. Said, look here, y'all. You killed the person that came here to die for your sins. And when he got through with them, that's when they repented. That's when our forefathers repented. But we still had to go through that discipline. We had to. We had to go through it. It just got worse in 70 CE. That's when our great tribulation started. That's when our great tribulation started. Now, if we choose to hold on to these political, what's the word? Backings, 501(c), or any political party, we're showing the Most High truthfully where our allegiance stands. That's what we want. That's what we want. We will be showing. And unfortunately, a lot of our family is tied up under that 501(c), and they don't even know it. I got family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses. I can sit up and say, um, do research, type it in, Google it. Or Dag Nabbit, you can do AI. Ask AI. It'll tell you. Jehovah's Witnesses, yeah, 501c3 or 3C. Yeah, they're gonna tell you. So if you claiming an allegiance to these different religions, you are being warned right now to make your stand. The Most High said, get out of her. If you do not want to share in her destruction, judgment, and destruction. Now, mind you now, the Most High said judgment, or it said judgment and destruction. They're going to get judged. Then they go off into destruction. Now, the judging, that's going to be your leeway of getting out. You've been warned already. And for those who don't take it to heart, all right, fine. Stay in it. When you get in it, you just may come out running out of it. Man, why did not listen? It is what it is. And see, this is how they pull us in. We're the least of all people on this planet. We want to be treated, before our awakening, we wanted to be treated like a grown man or a grown woman. We wanted to take care of our families. We wanted to have the same opportunities as other people. And that's how they got us. Oh, we will give it to them. Give it to them. Give them a little bit of so-and-so. And we got a little bit of it. If that was not a pimp move, I'd like to know what is. But the Most High allowed it to happen, though. He allowed it to happen because he knew his people. He knew his people. He said, you're dealing with some stiff-necked people. My people will turn back and come to me. The Most High didn't even, not one drop of sweat did he give off, because he knew his people were going to come back to him. Yeah, oh yeah, my people, they stiff-necked. Oh yeah, they are. But what makes you think, Hashatan, that they go bow down to you? My people are a stiff-necked people. When they find out who you are, they're going to turn against you so bad. I mean, they're going to be preaching everything that they got in them against you. And a lot of you brothers are doing it right down to this very day. You all are doing it down to this very day. Of course, now you understand who this pimp is and what he was about. And now you know exactly what he's trying to do to the rest of the world. He knowing Israel is about to go home. I'm about to get hemmed up. That's what I'm talking about. He knows exactly. When he started to recognize that we started to wake up, he knew that these black people are about to open up their mouth. And when they open up their mouth, there's a judgment that goes right along with it. There is a reality that comes right behind the strength of their word. He knows it. When they're talking about all that 400 years, it applies to this and that, it applies to that, and you had people speaking against it. Oh, they came in droves. They did. They came in droves. What is it? Michael Brown, and how Brother Dante came in and just lit him on fire. I seriously believe he went through the pits of Gehenna when brother Dante got finished with him. But it's something. And you know, out of all of the hooping and hollering and yelling and jumping around in churches as we used to do, you see how we calm ourselves down and we start to look at this stuff with so much seasoning to it. Now you still got ones right here hooping and hollering and yelling and jumping up and down in the churches and things. But now when you woke, you move smoothly, very smoothly. That jumping up, down, now. But when you feel with spirit, it's a different way. We don't clown. We don't get out of control because we already know the Most High is an Elohim of order. That's what we do. That's what they don't like. That's what they don't like. We're taking the privilege of breathing and we're giving praise to the Most High for it. And that's all he wanted us to do. Because now a lot of you brothers and sisters are about to go into a position. I don't even think we can understand the gravity of the position of being with the Most High. I don't think we can understand that, truthfully. We understand what we went through and what we're going through, and we know what we appreciate one thing. We appreciate that once we are out of this predicament, we're not trying to return to it. That's one thing we're not trying to do. We're not trying to go back to it. No, they can kick rocks with that. No, it's the world's time. You all did what you want to do, but this trampling of you all's nation, it won't be done by Israel. Israel will be healing at that time. The Most High said, once we are all back on our land, that's when the healing starts for Israel. And I'm more so up under the 1,000-year reign. That's where my mind is at. The Most High knows this is the time that he has ordained his people to wake up, to wake up and speak. Because if we didn't speak, he said he would cause the rocks on earth to speak if we did not speak. I'm serious. And with all of this preaching, all this is preaching, encouragement, excuse me, this is the thing that we must do, continue to do. It's going to get rougher. You brothers and sisters, I'm truth be told, the Most High said he's going to judge and destroy that system. Now, the judging part is when our family members will have to wake up. They're going to be, it's going to common sense go kick in. Wait a minute, what's going on? And then they go notice something different about a lot of you brothers and sisters, a lot of us, because they're going to recognize something about us. Why is there such a light on you and everybody going through this here and there? Why do you feel so confident? Because you already rested your trust on Yahushua. And I'm not talking about Jesus. My thing is, let me just go back a little bit on that. Just a tad bit. What was it? John chapter 5, verse 42. When Yahushua said, another man would come and say, I am he, and you will believe him. So they gave him a name. His name is Jesus. And still to this day, a lot of our brothers and sisters use that name Jesus. And they feel this. And I'm going to tell you this now. Sister Georgetta, if I called you Bulu, would you answer to it? Any one of you brothers, any one of you brothers and sisters, Sister Vivi, if I called you Viola, will you answer to it? No. If I called you anything outside your name, you're not going to answer to it. Now, did not the Most High said in Romans, those that call on my name will be saved? Did he not say that? He said, those that call on my name will be saved. Brothers, I mean, I'm just going from a scriptural standpoint. Use the name that the Most High given his son. Use the Most High's name, Yahuwah, to which we all know. He said, now, it's easy for me to say these things, but when it comes to other individuals, I mean, I know there's some camps out there that talks about, oh, Jesus and so this, and I'm like, they say they're awakened in Hebrew and things of that nature. Let's get some of the wording right, because I'm quite sure that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now you know good and well that those are not their names. They're not. But the Europeans had to make them more European, and that's what the name they gave them. They gave our forefathers. Now, can you imagine walking upon? Let me see. Let's just say Paul. You walk upon Paul in the resurrection, and you asking Paul, so what was your reaction when you ran into Jesus on the road to Damascus? What do you think Paul gonna say? You go like, wait a minute, first and foremost, who is Jesus? Now these are the things. I mean, all we have to do is put ourselves in a position to ask questions. You ask them, all right, Dorcas, ask her, hey, what was Jesus like when he was on earth? That's all you have to do. I mean, maybe I must be, I dove off into common sense a tad bit too deep, because it's called common sense to me. When you ask, you talk to your family members, and you just and you can show them some things in the scriptures. But let me tell you one thing they're going to do. They're going to get mad. You're going to show a scripture, and the scripture is going to prove what you said, and they're going to get mad. Always. Now, let's concentrate on that anger that they're going to have. Concentrate on the anger that they have. Use the anger against them. Use it against them. Because if you're getting upset because you just spoke truth and you read truth from the Bible, and they get upset, the only time you're getting upset, there's another spirit that's in the midst of this conversation. That's all you got to say to them. Just tell them to say a quick prayer. You say a quick prayer. And let that temper down. Because I've seen brothers come in and say, man, if I wasn't a Christian, I'd jump on you now. Back in the days, I used to jump on niggas like it wasn't no. I'm like, and I was Jehovah's Witness at the time. And I was like, man, you could jump across that table if you want to. I said, it won't be violence that I'm going to lay up on you. I said, it's going to be discipline. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be discipline, not violence, but you're going to think it's violence, but it's going to be discipline. When it gets to that point, it's if you can salvage the conversation, so be it. Salvage it. But when you're talking about people's lives, the devil is going to always be in the mix. He's always going to be in it. always, whether you brothers and sisters out there that has this or have an association. Now, this is the thing. You don't necessarily have to have a 501c. You don't need it. Not saying you have to have it by yourself. But if you're up under that banner, you're just as guilty, brothers and sisters, and you just might find yourself up under some type of judgment. Oh, not judgment. You may find yourself in judgment. And I say in judgment because the Most High has already warned us to get out. If you do not want to share, it's the sharing part that we got to look at. If you don't want to share in it, break camp. Break camp and break quick. But if you may be that person that do not believe what these Hebrews are saying, because these are Negroes. These are the scum of the earth. Well, all of a sudden, they become biblical scholars. We went to school to learn this stuff. How is it that they now think they come in and teach us the scriptures? This is what the world is shooting themselves in the foot. Because they can't understand what the Most High said. I will put my spirit upon my people. That's what they cannot understand. And with that spirit comes understanding. They hate it. They hate it with a passion. Yes, we were those people that was jumping up and down in the churches. We were. Hallelujah, doing all of this stuff. Once the Most High sat us down and said, look, this is who you are. When we found out who we were, we sat there, we listened. We start and ask any minister or teacher preacher was preaching truth, we listened intently. And for whatever scriptures that we knew mentally, there was a greater understanding. It was just like at the drop of a dime that you understood. You understood it. And brothers came in and they started sharing other scriptures. Now, due to the fact that you chose to abide by the Spirit, you had greater understanding about a lot more things. And you knew that your understanding that you have now was nowhere close to when you was in Babylon, when you was in religion, whether that's Islam or Christendom. You have a whole lot more understanding. That's when you broke free. That's when you broke free from the captivity of lies. Oh, Sister Kim, you and everybody else. I was too. Yes, I was. Kim, let me tell you something, sis. I was, and I had to check myself. I did, because I had a hatred, girl. I kid you not, I did. I did. Yes, I did. I did. And then once the dust settled, and I started to realize that my forefathers were just as guilty. They were just as guilty. Now, I was upset. Don't get me wrong. I was upset at the Gentiles. Now, don't get me wrong. Because, like the Most High said, they took it too far and continued to move with it. I mean, hey, does not slavery still exist to this very day? Get locked up. Go to the pen. That's slavery. Go to Morocco. Go to Morocco. You'll be surprised. They literally, I went there to visit. And I hooked up with the African brothers and sisters there. But I noticed the people that's calling themselves Arabs, and I'm saying that for a legitimate reason, they would come up talking to me because they knew I was an American and things of that nature. brothers, they didn't play that. They were always step in front of them. No, 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 no. If you need to talk to him, you talk to us. And we'll talk to him. I mean, when I say, Sister Kim, those brothers and sisters didn't play that with those Arabs. Of course, now mind you, when they get finished working at their jobs and things, they leave in a group of brothers and sisters. They don't let not one stay behind. Not one, especially a sister. No. That when they left their job, they live in groups because you know why? They was always getting robbed and beaten up. The sisters getting robbed, beat up, and raped. This is in Morocco. This is what they're going through. What we going through, they going now when they leave, like I said, they leave in groups. They do not travel at night. And like if they're doing Uber or something, no, they can't do that. For them to call the police never shows up. Yeah, there's going to be some anger because this stuff is still going on to this very day. But at the same time, we have to still understand the Most High said, I'm going to put that hatred between your seed, my seed. It's still there, brothers and sisters. If you think that you're getting out of hand with your, I ain't gonna say out of hand, but if you have a measure of hate, trust and believe. It was already prophesied that it was going to be there. It was already prophesied that it's going to be there. And you know, it's just we as these awakening Israelites, we're marked. We are a mark for Hashatan. And he's starting to realize his strength on us is weakening. And I mean, by the minute, by the hour, by the day, it's weakening. He's recognizing that. You having brothers and sisters that's coming to speak, saying, hey, do this, and it happens. The more you brothers and sisters start to appreciate the authority of your voice, and you appreciate the privilege of breathing, and you want to use your voice to glorify the Most High, when you start to realize that, then not Yahushua said, if you had the faith the size of a mustard grain, you would tell this mountain here, be lifted up and cast into the sea. He said that. And why did he use such a graphic, like a visual impossibility as an example? This big lofty mountain, because you have faith, you say to this mountain, get up and be cast into the sea. He said it would happen. Some brothers and sisters were trying to make that into a spiritual sense. I took it as literal, and I still do down to this very day. Because faith is not an easy possession. That's what I got out of it too. That faith, that is, it's a privilege. And the more we start to speak on these things, brothers and sisters, and we use that authority that the Most High is what has given us. It's a lot of you brothers and sisters have authority, but you don't use it. Start practicing your authority. When I say practice, I mean practice. Not haphazardly. You say you hungry, you want to feel like you full. You can't misuse authority like that. Because let's go back to Yahushua. When he was in the wilderness for 40 days, listen to me when I say 40 days. 40 days, 40 nights. Then he felt what? He felt hungry. Hashatan said, hey, tell these stones to become bread. Because he knew he could have done that. But he felt, what? No. He knew he could have done that, but it would have been a misuse of his power. So he already calculated, the gift that I have in me is for Israel. That's who it's for. That's who it's for. Hashatan, he knew that Yahusha was that one he needed to get. He knew that he needed to get Hashatan. He knew that Hashatan knew that he needed to get Yahusha to fall down and do an act of worship. An act. That's all it took. That's all he needed. And he knew he was hemmed up when Yahusha told him, "Get away from me, Satan." That's the only time he used his authority against Satan, when he told him to get away from him. And he fled. And he left him alone. Because that authority, his spirit had at that time strength. We can still do the same thing. If you feel a sense of a bad spirit upon you and things of that, even if you're in a conversation and you find yourself getting upset, say a quick prayer to the Most High. Give him praise. And that's, rebuke the devil in the name of Yahushua. See what happens. The more you practice that, the stronger you become. The weaker the devil gets. Because he knows if you people keep on hallelujahing and talking about Yahushua and Yahuwah, he gets weak. He gets weak. And let's not get it twisted now, brothers. Hashatan, his life is dependent upon the Most High. He just would not experience death. He would not experience death. He would not. Destruction, that's a different story. We experience death with a resurrection hope. He won't have that. He would not have the privilege of dying. He only has destruction in his view. This is the reason why when they said the demons hear the Most High's name and they shudder. They shudder. We're on a whole different plateau, brothers and sisters. When it's all over said and done, this is where we're at. It's time for you brothers and sisters to recognize your authority. Speak it. Live it. That's what we're supposed to do. This is what we're supposed to do. This is how we should be living. With this warning from different brothers about 501(c)(3)s or anything that has to do with anything with the system, even if it's money is a necessary evil when it's all over said and done. It's a necessary evil. It is a necessity that we have money to take care of our families, and we all know that. But when it's all over said and done, it's going to go through its destruction also too. Anything that has any residue of that nation, it will be destroyed. The Most High he promises that. So, let's keep that in mind, brothers and sisters, when it comes to those type of things. Although it may be a necessity that we need, let's also keep in mind it still will be, it will experience its destruction all the time. And it may damper some of the things we're hoping to do and things of that nature, but the most important thing that we need to hold on to is going to be faith in our Messiah. That's what we will have to maintain. That's where your richness comes in at. That's where it's going to come in at. Yeah, that 501(c)(3), yeah, it has some word and If you own the system, if you control the system, they understand why they wrote that. Because they will get inside your business. If 501, they give you all the bells and whistles, at least what you may think is bells and whistles. It's the dark side of it that you don't know. It's the dark side. Oh, well, you can't be talking about this here. You can't be talking about the Most High. All right, yeah, you can talk about religion, but there's some stipulation as to what you can and cannot say. And like us, I told the brothers, this is the reason why they took down all those videos on Africa Logistical Agency on QTUA for that purpose. And I hope those brothers and sisters wake up and realize, hey, we made a terrible mistake. We need to get rid of this 501(c), because this is against the Most High. Now, whether they want to understand that, and that if you feel that, I can have this 501(c), and I don't think I need to mention the Most High name, you're already hemmed up from the word go. You are hemmed up from the word go. When you have that mindset, you hemmed up already. And we should not be thinking that way. Because once the Most High stands up and shows his mighty power, everybody in their mama go be holy. I'm serious. Everybody's going to be holy. My thing is this. Let's put that out to all the brothers and sisters and things of that nature when it comes to these things. Because there's a judgment. There's a judgment. There's a judging that's going on right now. The judging is about to get a whole lot deeper. It's about to go a lot deeper. Did not the Most High say, whatever was done in the darkness shall come to the light? What do you think? I seriously believe that one day, sisters, brothers and sisters, I seriously believe this. Out of all these, I'm gonna say this, black sisters that's been coming up missing, something is going to pop off, and I seriously believe it's going to turn all black people in the United States. It's going to turn their stomachs. It's going to be like, we're all, our sisters do not come up missing like that. A lot of our sisters came up missing because they know that the sisters, they have a reproductive system that is in awe. That is in awe to this nation. They know this. And I seriously believe that we're going to, one day, something is going to happen where those doors change and everything going to be knocked off. And these sisters going to come out run. Hey, they kept me here, but so and so. Boy, you talking about some upset Negroes? And I'm talking about the men. I'm talking about the men. Because now, these sisters that's coming up missing, those are our sisters, mothers, aunties, because of their reproductive system. This is Satan's little sad, sadistic system. He knows he needs life for his people. Who do you think have life? Israel. Who misused his life? Esau. He knew when he mingled with the Horites, he extended their life. Granted, he did come from Isaac. And like some of these brothers talk about this E1B1A and things, the Most High did not change his DNA. He did not. There's no scripture that proves that. He came from Isaac and the twins. So they had the same blood type coming from their father. Now that's the talking he changes, changes his blood, and I don't fall for that. There's no scripture that supports that. And the Most High did not intervene. He let Esau do what he was going to do because he already made a bad name with the Most High. He knew the Horites, they do not have any historical blood relation to Noah nor his sons. But he mingled his blood with them. He mingled his blood with the Horites and other nations. He did. He gave them life. We got life. When the Most High said, marry within your own. Oh, but the world came in and we was up under captivity. Hey, you know what? When the Most High says, salvation came to the nation, I can understand that a little bit more. I can. Due to our disobedience, salvation came to the nation. And this is one way you can look at it, brothers and sisters, and I'm going to say it this way. Due to our disobedience and the curse that was put upon us, we will forget our history. And we did. Then they started telling us, oh, it's okay for you to marry this people over here, this white woman there, or that Mexican there. This is what they taught us. We believed it. Yeah, salvation did go to the nation. Yes, it did. By means of a lie. Because we was lied to by the nation. Because due to our disobedience, our seed, whether you're a black man or black woman, you got life in your seed. Due to our disobedience, we brought life. We brought life to the nation. And look at our disobedience. Look at it and see what it did to us and what we gotten ourselves into. Yes, spoil the seed. Exactly. That's what's happening. You go in and you start looking at these commercials, they are trying to show, they showing more white men with black women. And she got the little, it's all they try to keep her like a twist hair and all that stuff, like she may be like somewhat close to being an interracial black woman, but still, she a light-skinned black woman. It's time for us to really hunker down. If they want to talk about this war and everybody getting themselves prepped for this war, we need to get ourselves prepped more so as to who we are and the strength in which we are and the strength that is in our voices. Use it. Glorify the Most High. We're at that time. We come to appreciate what we went through, going through, and where we're about to go. That's what we are appreciating right at this very moment. This is not the time, brothers and sisters. This is not the time that with a lot of we don't want to be bombarded with a lot of distraction. Although we will get hit with some distraction. If it ain't QTUA, it's gonna be somebody else. It's going to be somebody else. It's going to be somebody else. Diddy is fading out. They can only joke about him so much. It's going to be something else, brothers. But my encouragement is this. Stay on the path to life. Broad and spacious is the road leading off to destruction. Broad, spacious is the road leading off to destruction. That's not a good saying, brothers and sisters. It's not. It means a lot of people are going to choose to go to the left. Small and cramped is the road leading off to everlasting life. I hope and pray that majority of people that's on that road to that on that small cramped road are Israel. I really truly do. But at the same time, I know how hard-headed Israel can be. I do. I do. Now, but one thing I would say about that tribulation trial. Now, hey, how you doing, Brother Scott? Man, it's been a long time. Um, I would say this. This is just my belief, brothers and sisters, and from a scriptural standpoint. Jacob's trouble in 70 CE was a time of a great tribulation for Israel. Now, mind you, our tribulation went from 70 CE, started at 70 CE with the destruction of Jerusalem, till it got down to the point where time went on, and we end up on the shores of West Africa. Then the transatlantic slave trade took place, wasn't it? 1500s. You're talking about from the 1500s to not 1500, from the 70 CE to the 1500s. Now, the word of the Most High is going to reign supreme. It's going to reign true. So now this is where we got transported in the transatlantic slave trade in the 1500s, and we all went there, different spots in there, the four corners of the earth. Now, but we still up under this tribulation of 70 CE. Now, 1500s is when that transatlantic slave trade started. But our tribulation started in 70 CE. It just kept on going. You got to the 1500 for the transatlantic slave trade. Then, when it hits the Americas, when the first of our forefathers got there, it was what, 1619. And now this is the thing some people argue about. Why is it that they say the now known United States? Why would the 400-year stars there? Because it became the world power according to Scripture. All you got to do is read the Book of Revelation. It explains it. It explains it. And then from there, the start of that 400-year captivity, it ended in our generation. So that tribulation, that great tribulation that we went through, that was our tribulation. Now there's a second tribulation. Did not Yahuwah said that this world is going to go through a great tribulation. We went through ours now. This world got to go through one. Now, at the same time, this is the beauty of it now. The Most High did say, if you do not want to share in her sins, get out of her. Whatever this world is trying to have lace you into, and if it's part of that world, if you do not want to receive her judgment, get out of it. The Most High is not an Elohim who's going to lie to you. If he tells you to get out of it, get out of it. You already went through your tribulation. Do you want to go through another? But he did say we're going to be saved out of the tribulation. But you can be saved out of it, but you don't have to receive the judgment if you get out of her. That's my understanding on these tribulations. Israel had to go through this through that tribulation first and foremost. We are the example to the nation. That's who we are. That is exactly who we are. We are the example to the nation. They just getting started. We just ended. Some say 2019, some say 2024. 2024 is almost gone. Then that's the Bible. You're right, Abel. That's it. The world is about to go through its tribulation, brothers. What we went through in what our forefathers went through in 70 CE, they just getting started. They're just getting started. Now, you take 70 CE up to, let's go to 2019. That's like 1,900 and some years that we went through. The Most High said, if he did not cut short those days, no flesh would survive. He cut it. He already had it lined up. Yes, he did. He had it lined up, but truthfully. And also, the Most High did say, I would not totally abandon my people Israel. He said that, but he's going to discipline them. And he did discipline us. He did. He did just that. He disciplined us. And we took it, we rose, and we started giving him glory. Right down to this very day. And this great tribulation that they're about to, I would say, I can't really truly say what determines the start of their great tribulation. I really truly can't say, because the Most High said after the 400 years, he's going to judge. No, after the 400 years, he's going to judge. During that 400 years, he's going to judge the nations. And so we're seeing that. We're seeing that right now. We're seeing that right now. So in closing, brothers and sisters, I would like to say this. I'd like to thank you all for the donations and things that you all have been pouring in, and trust and believe. I've been working with, I just recently got in contact with some brothers here. Because they had posed this to me, which it made a lot of sense once I sat down and thought about it. Because I'm still up under the assumption of getting the vocational training center up and running. But then they brought this to my attention. I'm talking about brothers and sisters that were born here. They said, well, brother, you do know that you can get an orphanage. And they would do all the paperwork. He said, you can find a building for the orphans, and then you can teach and train them at the same time, and you can have a garden at the same time. Because my mentality towards that was this: we can teach our little ones who we are. We can teach them who we are. Because when I was diving into this, and this just 2 days ago, just a little bit of diving. There's a lot of Gentiles here with NGOs with orphanages. They own these orphanages, and they're teaching these kids that we white. This is what they're teaching them. They got all the pictures on the wall showing the 12 disciples, all of them white. White pictures. Brothers and sisters, we need to stop that. I'm serious. So now I'm looking at it in a different way. So now tomorrow we're supposed to go meet, and I come to find out also. I come to find out that majority of the orphanages are owned by churches. I was blown. It's a great number of them are owned by churches. Brothers, a lot more logical. When you can have these kids. Um, I, sister sent me a picture. Yes, she's a school teacher. She's a school teacher here, and she just couldn't leave the kids on the beach by themselves. It was three of them. And I think the oldest one, she like 7, maybe about 10 years old or younger, because she was caring for two smaller siblings. Couldn't find out both of the parents was dead, and they had just got they had just fell away, you know, in death. She just couldn't leave them there. She took them home. They was just sitting there on the beach. The older girl just, she was holding um, the two of her siblings. I have the picture. I'm going to upload that picture to on this channel. And you all, when you see those 3 kids sitting on the beach, you will know those are the ones. And she come to find out there's a lot of kids out there. And if it's the Most High's way, they want me to move that way. It's called comes, and I think it's a sensible way of doing it. It's looking into a building or orphanage. Start with an orphanage. Do the hydroponics farming, raised beds. Show these kids exactly, hey, this is how you grow. This is how you grow food. When I say show these kids, show them how to live when you get grown, because you know they'll eventually go have to age out. They're going to get up in age, but when they get ready to leave, they can leave with a confidence. I can make a living, and I know exactly who I am. That's the beauty of it. That's what I'm hoping to get into seriously. So now, when I spoke with these brothers, the majority of my sisters though is doing this. Um, Now let me tell you something about a lot of these companies that's coming here claiming that they're watching over our family. That's not always the case. And you notice that back in the day they was coming over here adopting a lot of our people and things of that nature. They was doing it because they felt that they could just walk in here, like they walking through a grocery store, pick up a child. Oh, I like this one here. Pick them up, go to the cashier, and check out. Brothers, mm-mm. we we just at that time. It's like we all have to hit it. We're gonna have to hit it hard. We're going to do something about this because when we got light up and we started talking about it, yeah, and then we started giving out our take on it, how things can pretty much play its part and things of that nature. Oh yes, you want to talk about life coming into these brothers and sisters that's trying to get it open and get a openness open. Yes, they seen that spark. They seen the spark, and so I just really wanted to bring that to your brothers and sisters' attention because yeah, I'm in the process of looking for at least two of the hydroponics, get it started, and if we can, talk with some of these sisters that has these orphanages, and just see, hey, it don't make sense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just, hey, can we join forces or whatever? and do this and make it happen. Because I tell you, I never seen so many young sisters, and I say young sisters, caring for their siblings. A lot of them. Now, mind you, now the boys, unfortunately, they're a tad bit different. They're a tad bit different. If they can push them off to somebody else's hands, they would. And they go into the streets and do what they're going to do. Because a lot of the boys, majority of the boys, little boys, they smoke a lot of marijuana. Because whatever was in their head, they're trying to get it out. When I say that we've been trampled on, brothers, I'm telling you, we've been trampled on, down to our kids. But I will say this about these little young sisters. It's like there's a spirit in them that's like just pulls them in. You know you got to take care of your family, and they go in hard. But when you brothers, it's when they get hungry. If you don't have that right person around that can look upon them, say, oh no, look here you go, and give them some money so she go feed herself and her siblings. The majority of the time, they don't run up on that type of person. No, they do not. They do not. They do not. They do not. I can show you a sister get you. Sit, bro. I'm gonna upload this. I'm gonna upload this clip, and you all gonna see this clip of this sister in Kenya. I think she's about 12 or 13, and she was explaining her life and how she had to take care of her two little brothers. Her mother died, and her father eventually he fell asleep in death. But he died from HIV, and she was just crying. She was crying because she was crying because that's where she got it from. She got it from her father. But at the same time, no matter what her sickness was, she looked after her brothers, her two little brothers. Yes, she did. I'm going to find. I know I got that clip. I'm going to find it. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to let you brothers hear. I never met the sister. But brothers, when you start seeing this stuff a lot more, it does something to you. Because now you know what Christendom is like. They can sit up here and talk love, peace, and all that nonsense all they want. But we know deep down inside, you're demonically set to nastiness. We already know that. And these are the things that we're seeing and witnessing. And I hope, and I'm serious, I hope in the name of Yahushua that we can get something set up that can bring in a sense of this child can say, I can be a child now. Because right now, she's the mother. She's making a decision on her smaller siblings as if she's a grown woman. But that's what I wanted to let you brothers and sisters know. That's what we're working on. Like I said, tomorrow we're supposed to go meet with one orphanage, and then we're supposed to meet with like 2 or 3 individuals that's trying to get orphanage opened up. Because trust, there's a lot of kids around here. They up all night long. If you go to a farmer's market and you see a child walking about and things, That's the one they don't have no parents. But that's the one they may, find themselves in a peculiar position. Somebody whose mind is not set right. That's it. But yes, we until we get to that point where things can have a revolving door where you put things in place where money can make money off of the money. Yeah, we're gonna always be in need of donations. But I mean, those kids. Matter of fact, I gotta send the sisters some money because they don't have no shoes. They was on the beach with no shoes, and so and she, like I said, she's a school teacher, but she's just getting out of the hospital and things of that nature. So I mean, and their money don't. Um, Things are a little bit more. I ain't gonna say expensive, but um, a 10,000 shillings, it adds up to like $5. So you could take an Uber from here. You may go an hour and 45 minutes out and come back an hour and 45 minutes. They'll tell you like it amount to like 10,000, $10. That's how much that ride will cost you. So now you imagine when you're talking about shoes and clothes, shoes and clothes. But brothers and sisters, I'm serious. I'm gonna have to look into that a lot harder, deeper, because I'm looking at it. Yes, that can open up a vocational school, and at the same time, now you're looking at these kids, show them, this. Now they can understand why they suffer so much. Of course, now you have biblical proof to show them the reason why we suffer the way we do. And you think it's going to be difficult for them to understand that when they know for a fact that they're suffering? Now, the question in these little bitty minds, why? That's all they can ask themselves is why. And the troubling thing I found is you have these Gentile companies come in saying they are NGOs. Notorious with it is the ones in South Africa. Because now they making videos of our little brothers and sisters in these little private schools that they say it's NGOs. The brothers walk around with the little mini skirts on, switching and everything. The sisters are walking around with the pants on, with fades, and acting all manly. And the school teacher is a Gentile man with a beard, with a purple dress on, with makeup, letting them know, oh, it's okay to be free. It's okay. It's okay. This is the stuff, brothers and sisters. I'm going to do my best to attack it. I'm serious. I'm going to do my very best. Because, well, Yahushua already said it. He said it. He said the days of Lot and the days of Noah will compound in one generation. Here we are. Here we are. And yes, it seems like it's ramping up, just like in the West. It's ramping up here. Yes, it is. Now, don't get me wrong. Certain villages don't play that. They do not. If they feel that something's going on inside of a house, let me tell you something. They will go inside that house, ask questions, look around. If you got two dudes in one bedroom and they go in there, because this is the thing that gives them give it away. Even if it's a one bedroom, they can get with that. But when they see one bed, oh no, they asking questions. They asking questions, and if those questions are not met correctly, Just almost 3 weeks ago, they took 2 lives of 2 guys, burnt them to a crisp. Although they were stealing, they did. But once they realized that they was done for, they called the police. They waited for the police to come. Police coming in with the truck, the gloves on, pick the body up, put it in the back of the truck, and they drive off. And they talk to the owner. And what happened? He stole 12 chickens. They drive off. The other one stole some clothes. They come and get the body. They drive off. Some of these villages, brothers and sisters, just flat out do not play that. The West can come here and yell all that nonsense all they want. They still have some values about themselves and how they want things to run in their village. That's it. I mean, like I said, brothers, tomorrow, yes, we're going to go visit, take notes, see what needs to be done, see how things can work, how we can work things out, and we move forward. I'm serious. And like I said, I'd like to thank you all for the donations. You all, you know what? I'm still trying to figure out how to work this YouTube. When I was over there, QTUA, they was that Carrie set that stuff up. So it's not like I was into the system. They was always just set me up and things of that nature. So I got to figure out how to put my Cash App. And I would, at first, I did have Zelle. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you know why that is not why I don't have Zelle no more. Well, right now I'm waiting on my sister. She's going to take care of that and rebuild my Zelle. When I did have Zelle, when this stuff here with QTUA popped off, instead of the Sister Shar sending me a text or email and asking me, hey, how do you want to proceed with your checking account? Because she was, I gave her permission to build with my checking account, and she set up my Zelle for me. Now, and like I was saying, I thoroughly forgot about my phone being connected to my bank account. Thoroughly forgot. And I knew I was gonna be here for a moment. I was like, all right, that number, I don't think I need it now. Boom. And that's when all the regret kicked in. But Sister Shar, out of her kindness, she took a cell phone that she had, she put that number on it. She did, and I ain't gonna lie to you, and I appreciate it for that. So she put a number on that. So that's how I was getting Zelle, donation through Zelle, and that's how that works. That's when things start going for the worse. So because I know some of the brothers and sisters, they do not have Cash App. They only have Zelle. And so that kind of hemmed me up. Or it hemmed me up. That's what it did. It did. And so right now, that's the only one I have is the Cash App. And like I said, but once my sister, she get all the information and things of that nature, she's going to straighten that out. And then I hope maybe in a week, the Zelle will be back up. But right now, it's just the Cash App. Sister Barbara, that Dante's book. Sister, I don't know the name of it. You know what? Because I was saying to myself, I need to get that book. I'm serious. I need to get it. I'm serious. Now you can go on to his platform because he's always advertising that book. I'm serious. Oh, Sister Georgette, you're gonna get a hold on it. All right. So I mean, it's a very good book. It's very good. But once I figure out how to post post that the cash app, then I can do that. And once I do get it, then I can post the cash app. And then once the Zelle is up, and then I can also do that. But right now, like I said, it's just the cash app, and that's what happened. You know, they got upset. They took the number off, and so when I got the message from my bank that my Zelle has been shut down, I knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was, and there was no warning. There was no they didn't ask me or nothing. I mean, they just went right in and did what they needed to do. And why all of this this hatred? If I told you it's because of this or that, I can't because I'm still baffled of all of this hatred that they pushing out. I'm baffled by that. And maybe this may be the most high because I've seen people come and I've seen people go. I never thought I'd be the one to be going. But it is what it is. I mean, if they're going to do what they're going to do, and if they're for the Most High, they're going to start to sit down and just let things soak in. You know, they're going to have to let things, they're going to have to sit down and let things soak in order for them to make a very strong decision as to the path that they're going down. Because right now, it don't look good at all. It does not. It does not. And that's throughout the Hebrew community. It does not. Now, all of this talking about, I ain't gonna say me personally, but this persecution that I mean, they be sending me messages saying the brother saying he's being persecuted. I'm just trying to figure out what type of persecution is he talking about. I mean, is he talking about not having no money or what? I mean, because I'm not persecuting no one. I am not. I'm trying to encourage brothers and sisters. But with all of this stuff that has taken place, I gotta stay focused on this the orphanage. And there was and and truthfully, brothers and sisters, sister um, Sister Shar. Sister Shar was the one who got me to thinking about orphanages. She did. She was the one who said, Mike, don't you think it'd be something? And I mean, she made a whole lot of sense. Now, when I get two or three people saying the same thing, I listen. Sister Shar was the first one. She was. And just recently, somebody else said the same thing. Mike, have you ever thought about doing orphanages? I listen now. Because two people just ain't gonna be saying that. And maybe they saying it for it's from other reasons. And so yes, I got to look into it. It is a must that I do. Because now, I mean, from what I have seen with these kids, and a lot of these kids' mothers, I mean, if we can do some things, let's do these things. And let the Most High, whatever thing that is out of our power, the Most High most definitely is going to step in, because now this is the time of Him raising His people up. Because one, His great name has a lot to do with our survival. His name has a lot to do with our survival. And so, I mean, let's move in that direction. Well, stay focused. And I hope hope and pray that it takes off. But brothers and sisters and things can come and say, hey, we're going to visit this orphanage. Everything up and running and things of that nature. Have classroom, have the vocational, teaching the kids our history. And I think that's the most important thing. And then at the same time, they knowing that, hey, these brothers in America, they're the ones that really made this happen. When they start to understand that, and you starting off with kids, if you're talking about leaving an impact on anyone, it's those kids you need to leave that impact with, because trust and believe, they're going to grow up with it, they're going to know about it, and they're not going to forget about it. They're not. You come in there and raise these kids up, they're going to know who the African American is. They're going to know that these are my brothers and sisters. These are, when I was a child, they came and helped me out. They did this, they did that. They're not going to forget it. They're not going to forget it. It's one thing they're not going to do, and especially these little small ones that's put into adult positions. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do it this way. I'm sorry. You know, stepping stones. I think they are in um, South. I don't know why I be doing that stuff. I think they are in South America now. Um, South Africa, not America. What I'm talking about, man? You know, I lost my mind. Um, they and I was, you know, truthfully, you know what? You're right. You're right, sis. I do need to talk to them. You're right. You're right. I do need to talk. When you just, because you just said that, and then the more I'm talking about, wait a minute, they had something to do with the orphanage also. You're right. I'm glad you said that. I'm most definitely gonna reach out to them. I'm glad you said that. Um, and that's my cash app. Wait a minute, hold on. That's my cash app. But yeah, you know what? I'm serious. I'm glad you said that. Now I got three people. Now, yeah, I must I got to do this. It is a must that it get done. Um, hmm, I don't know. So it could be this channel that it may be some things that I need to go in and unlocking things of that nature. I got to look at it and things of that nature and see what is. I'm more than likely I need to like stepping stone. I can call them and see what's going on, how to go about adjusting this thing. But other than that, brothers and sisters, I'm not gonna hold you all too long. You all be safe out there, and let's continue to pray for our brothers and sisters, especially these young ones out here that's been pushed into adulthood, and then with the little small kind hearts they got. I mean, man, just see these kids up there hugging their little smaller siblings, and they just as small, you know. Mm-mm. And then the same, you know, at times, you know, you may see them stealing. You know, they stealing out of necessity. They stealing out of necessity. So, I mean, continue to pray for our little ones and things of that nature because they need it. They need it. And on that note, brothers and sisters, keep your head on the swivel. Um, and talk to your friends and things of that nature. Encourage them. Hey, there's some things about this system that we need to start to let go because it's under judgment. The Most High said it. You know, we just really start taking everything to what He said to heart. We can escape a lot of judgments. We don't have to get no residue of no judgments. The Most High already said it. And on that note, brothers and sisters, you all be safe. Shalom. Oh, I hit the wrong thing.